and maybe hit on another defensive player, whether that's another free agent defensive tackle or drafting a defensive tackle, this defense will be super elite. Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're talking about free agency, what some of the options are for the Cowboys outside of the team. So this is serious. Cow mode. All right, so last video we talked about the Cowboys, their free agents. Now we're taking a look at some possible free agents that the Cowboys might take a look at outside of the team. All right, so the Cowboys are going to try to sign their own guys. Obviously, we went through all that. DeMarcus Lawrence is the biggest one, but there's still some spots here that the Cowboys can improve upon. They have plenty of cap space. I don't look for them to do any big ticket free agents, but there are a couple in here that we will take a look at and talk about briefly. All right, so let's get right into it. All right, so first position that we're going to look at, the quarterback position. All right, what do they do? How comfortable do you feel with Cooper Rush or Mike White? All right, if something happened to Dak, the season's probably over. Is that how you guys feel? I kind of feel like that. Now, that's not to say that these guys can't, one of them can step up and be that guy that can, play a couple games in a pinch and get you a couple of wins. But I feel that if you lose Dak, you're probably in trouble. All right, but as far as who's available out there, there are some older guys out there that are available, but they're not going to spend a lot of money on a backup quarterback. Even this season, I think the Cowboys are probably just going to carry 2 quarterbacks. I don't see them carrying 3. This is going to be an elimination round, all right, for the training camp. Do they bring in a veteran to compete with some of these guys? I think they might. A couple guys that may draw some interest. Tom Savage, 29 years old, playing with the Texans. Had a couple concussions, however. He's a guy that's keeping an eye on. Austin Davis, 30 years old. Cowboys had interest in him a few seasons ago, 1 or 2 years ago. They could bring him in here, a veteran, 30 years old. Garrett Gilbert, a younger guy. Cowboys had interest in him during the draft process out of SMU. Right now he's playing in the AAF, has a big arm, and can sling it down the field. All right, so those are a couple of names to keep an eye out for quarterback. All right, and for running back, Cowboys, they could go any direction here. You could probably find yourself a good one here in the draft. But for this exercise, we're talking about some players that the Cowboys may be interested in bringing in here on the cheap. All right, so first guy I'm taking a look at, TJ Yeldon, running back out of Alabama, played with the Jaguars, 25 years old, so he's young. And can do everything. He can run the ball, runs the ball well, can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's a good, he can give you a good rest for Zeke, but be productive as well. So I like TJ Yeldon. Amir Abdullah, he's kind of bounced around here after leaving the Lions, but a very shifty running back. Somebody that the Cowboys may have interest in as a change of pace type of back. That would be like an Amir Abdullah, very fast too. So keep an eye on that one. Jay Ajayi is another one. He's going to be a free agent, played for Miami, and most recently with the Philadelphia Eagles. A bigger back. Cowboys had interest in him during the draft. And, I think he could be in here and be your 1-2 punch as far as staying physical. All right, so you're being physical with Ezekiel Elliott. You bring on, okay, so you give Ezekiel Elliott some breath there, catches breath, and then you put in Jay Ajayi to pound him again. All right, so I think Cowboys wanted to do something like that when they drafted, Bo Scarborough, but he didn't make the team. He was a little bit too stiff, upright runner. But Jay Ajayi in here, 1-2 punch, just being physical the whole game. I wouldn't mind taking a look at him. What would the price tag be though? Latavius Murray is another one. Okay, moving over to wide receiver. There's a couple players in here as well. You do have your upper echelon, but then you got your mid-tier, lower-tier guys. Cowboys have a lot of receivers on the team right now, but you can always improve on the depth there. What do they do with Cole Beasley? Can you find a guy who's a receiver who can also, do something in the return game? There's a couple guys in here I like. Jamison Crowder is probably one of your big-ticket free agents. I think he's going to command anywhere from $7 to $8 million. So, like I said, he may be an interest here. He would really fortify this group of receivers. You got Amari Cooper. All right. And then you got Michael Gallup out there. You bring in Jamison Crowder, very physical after the catch, hard to tackle, hard to cover, and can give you some juice in the return game. So I like Jamison Crowder, could be worth the investment. Philip Dorsett, I think he's another one, 26 years old, former first-round pick. I think he gives you speed. So if you want some more speed on the field, he would be a guy that could look at to compete with the bottom of your receivers there during training camp. All right, and give you some depth. Golden Tate, obviously, he's going to be a bigger ticket free agent, probably looking at $10 to $12 million a season. He's just very good, very solid after the catch. That's his game. Catches the ball and then he's off to the races. So he's hard to bring down. I think he would excel in our system in the slot receiver, and he can give you a threat on the outside. So he can give your guys a breather, whether that's Michael Gallup or Amari Cooper. He's very versatile and would be a good investment as well. Now, would I sign him? I would, but I think the price tag is going to be a little bit too rich for the Cowboys. But just in case, if they do and they don't do anything on defense and they look at something on offense, keep an eye on that one. All right. The other one here, Cordell Patterson. All right, this guy would make the special teams legit. We haven't had a good returner, a true returner, in years. I don't even know who. Maybe Dwayne Harris, but I didn't even like him. So even before that, who did we have? We just haven't really invested in a guy that can really, be a threat in the return game. So I think Cordell Patterson can give you that, and he can also give you a couple snaps here and there in the return game. All right. Moving over to tight end, the name that's out there, Tyler Eifert, 28 years old, very good tight end coming out of Notre Dame, but that's a couple years ago already. Pretty beat up. So you could get him in here and compete, give you some depth in training camp, protect yourself from injury, and see what he can do. You can get him on the cheap, that is for sure. He's not going to command a big price. He's a very good pass catcher, so I think he would fit well in this offense. Get him on the cheap, bring him to camp, see what happens there. Max Williams, he's another one here. Former early round pick. I think he went in the second round to the Ravens. Another good tight end. But it just didn't work out there with the Ravens. Cowboys they're known to bring in these kinds of players, reclamation projects, like I said. So this is like a Tyler Eifert, a Max Williams this would be like a reclamation project. See what you can get out of them. Another tight end that I like, Jesse James out of Pittsburgh. I really like this guy's play. I've seen a lot of Pittsburgh games, and I really like what he brings to the table. Jesse James could be a low-key, really big acquisition for the offense. Sneaky, can catch the ball, can run all the routes, physical. I like Jesse James, all right? So keep an eye on that one. 25 years old as well. So these guys have some youth to them still. You can get something out of them. All right, O-line. I think the Cowboys are probably looking more at the draft for this possibly, and also their own guys. They're happy with Looney. They're happy with Redmond, and hopefully they're going to try to bring back Cameron Fleming. All right, now if they don't, if they can't bring back Cameron Fleming, see them taking a look, rolling the dice on a tackle here in free agency, possibly. Cedric Bowie, Cincinnati, former Texas A&M high pick, 27 years old. He can give you versatility at a left tackle, probably better at a right tackle, but he can still be your swing tackle guy. All right, I think he's gonna try to look for a starting gig, but he's probably more fitted at this point as a swing tackle kind of guy. All right, Ty Sombrero, Atlanta Falcon, 27 years old. Cowboys had interest in this player during the draft process a couple years ago. He's out there in the market. He, left tackle guy, so he can mirror another swing tackle here. So left, right tackle, you can bring him in here, compete as well. TJ Clemens is another one, 27 years old, left tackle, right tackle. This guy has versatility as well, and that's it. Other than that, the offensive line free agent class doesn't really do much for me. I think the Cowboys are going to try their hardest to sign their own guy, Cameron Fleming. If they can't, look for them to, sign one of these other lower to mid-tier kind of guys. All right. Defensive tackle, Benny Logan, 29 years old. Very solid free agent everywhere he's been. Cowboys, he's got a lot of size, can stuff the run and bring pressure at the same time. So Benny Logan, he would be somebody to look into. Danny Shelton is another one. former first-round pick. This will be a reclamation project, a Will McClay special. 26 years old, just came off championship there with the Patriots. He's a big guy. Cowboys looked at, they were looking at Vita Vea during last draft. These guys are similar player. Vita Vea probably better at this point, but still, Danny Shelton, similar kind of player. You can bring pressure and hard to move out of the way. I think the Cowboys need someone like that, one tech type of player. Bring him in there in the rotation with Antoine Woods. You're in business, all right? Marcus Hunt, 31 years old. He's a good one. I think you put him around some of the defensive players that we have right now. He can continue to be a menace. He has a lot of range, long arms, can bring the pressure. And I think he would be good here in a rotational, capacity. Kerry Wynn, New York Giants, 28 years old. This guy, he's a good player. Seen him a lot. We've played him a lot. He always seems to be around the ball. Pressure, good against the run. I like Kerry Wynn. So 20 years old, keep an eye on him. Jordan Phillips is another one. A big guy, 6'5", 300-something pounds. Cowboys had interest in him during the draft process. Former Oklahoma Sooner, 26 years old, could come in here and be an impact player for this defensive line. I think he would do good in there. Another one, Carl Davis. This is another player that the Cowboys had interest in a couple years ago during the draft process. As you can tell, this is something that's common for the Cowboys, and it's part of the whole draft process every year. You may not draft a player, but at least you become familiar with the player. So whenever the free agency comes up, you kind of already did a lot of homework on the player. All right, there's not much more you need to do on the player. So that's why some of these players that I'm mentioning, youth, a little bit of familiarity from the scouting department. Will McClay, they can bring him in here. All right, Carl Davis hasn't had that much of a career there with Cleveland. Bring him here under Rod Marinelli and Chris Richard. Resurrect that career. All right, Raheem Nunez Roches, 26 years old, former Chief. Another player that can wreak havoc and would do good here in the 4-3. So I like him. All these names I mentioned, defensive tackle, you can't go wrong. All right, you can't go wrong. So I like all these ones to put them into the mix. All right, see what they do. If you don't find your guy in the draft, you got some players in here that you can bring to training camp and see what they do for you. All right, so those players. Cornerback, I don't really see us doing anything there. Safety, all right. The elephant in the room, E.T. come home, all right. Earl Thomas, this is the only one here that's really going to matter to the Cowboys. I do like the safety from the Giants, but he's going to command way too high of a price, and he's worth the price, but the Cowboys aren't going to pay that. So there's other guys out there, Kenny Vaccaros, all these other guys, but when it comes down to it, the Cowboys, they just don't invest in the safety position, let alone in free agency. But if this were the season where they were going to do it, it would be this season with Earl Thomas. All right, so Earl Thomas is the name to keep an eye on. The other ones, you're looking at guys that are similar to guys that are already on the team, like Eggs Woods, Heath, Kavon Frazier. So there's not much difference from the other guys that are out there. But if you're looking for a playmaker, someone that will elevate your defense to another level, Earl Thomas will be this guy for the Cowboys, all right? Back in the 90s, the Cowboys made a move. They made a trade for Everett, Thomas Everett, number 27. It was a low-key signing coupled with Charles Haley, and it was icing on the cake for the defense. All right, and that's where the Cowboys are at right now. They're 1 or 2 players away. If you can get Earl Thomas in here and maybe hit on another defensive player, whether that's another free agent, defensive tackle, or drafting a defensive tackle, this defense will be super elite. All right, so Earl Thomas, even at 30 years old, even with some of his bruises and nicks that he's had over his career, he knows how to do it. He knows how to command that secondary. All right, so if you're looking for somebody to make a tackle, Earl Thomas is going to call you up. Hey, man, you need to make that tackle. All right, and that kind of thing. So that would be somebody to keep an eye on. What is he going to command in price? He's going to want to be paid. All right, now, can he get a discount? We'll have to see on that, man. but he's going to command some money. Let me know what you guys think of these possible free agents the Cowboys may be interested in. Any that were not listed in here. Any guys that you think the Cowboys might take a look at that are going to be free agents. Let me know in the comments, guys. We're right around the corner from free agency. We're about 2 weeks away. You know, you got legal tampering right at the end of the combine. So at the end of the combine, March 4th, that's when that ends. Free agency, March 5th kicks off. So the week before, I mean, legal tampering, you can start, you know, negotiating and that kind of thing. So it's going to be right around the corner. That's why we're having this discussion with you guys right now. Let me know what you guys think the Cowboys are going to do at free agency. Outside of signing our own players, do you see them doing anything for outside free agents? Let me know in the comments, guys. And if you like this content, hit the like button. It really helps the video, it helps the channel. Appreciate all you guys out there that continue to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. That's all I have right now, guys. I'll see you for the next video. Peace.